On November 24th, 1971, one of the greatest unsolved mysteries in American history began. A man calling himself D.B. Cooper purchased a one-way ticket and boarded a flight traveling from Portland to Seattle. He looked completely ordinary, wearing a dark suit, a white shirt, and a black tie. Nothing about him seemed suspicious. Shortly after the plane took off, Cooper handed a note to a flight attendant. At first, she thought it was just a phone number and ignored it. But Cooper quietly leaned toward her and said, "You should read that note. I have a bomb." When she opened the note, she was shocked. Cooper claimed that he had a bomb in his briefcase. To prove it, he briefly opened the case and showed what appeared to be wires and explosive devices inside. Cooper demanded $200,000 in cash and 4 parachutes. He warned that if his demands were not met, he would detonate the bomb. The authorities had no choice but to cooperate. When the plane landed in Seattle, the passengers were safely released. The ransom money and parachutes were delivered exactly as Cooper had requested. But the most mysterious part of the story was still to come. After refueling, Cooper ordered the pilots to take off again and fly south. It was a cold, stormy night. Heavy clouds covered the sky and visibility was poor. As the aircraft flew through the darkness, Cooper stayed calm. He collected the money, secured the parachutes, and moved toward the rear of the plane. Then, somewhere over the forests of the Pacific Northwest, he lowered the aircraft's rear stairway. A short time later, the pilots felt a sudden change in the plane's balance. When the aircraft finally landed, Cooper was gone. The money was gone. The parachutes were gone. The mysterious hijacker had vanished into the night. The FBI immediately launched one of the largest investigations in its history. Hundreds of agents searched forests, rivers, and mountains. Thousands of people were interviewed. Numerous suspects were investigated, yet no trace of Cooper was ever found. Years later, in 1980, a young boy discovered several bundles of decaying cash buried along the banks of the Columbia River. Investigators confirmed that the serial numbers matched part of the ransom money given to Cooper. The discovery only deepened the mystery. How did the money get there? Did Cooper survive the jump? Did he escape and start a new life under a different identity? Or did he die somewhere in the wilderness on that stormy night? No one knows. More than 50 years later, the disappearance of D.B. Cooper remains one of America's most famous unsolved mysteries. Despite decades of investigation, no one has ever been able to prove who he really was or what happened after he jumped from the plane. And that is why the legend of D.B. Cooper continues to fascinate people around the world. A man boarded the plane. He demanded a fortune. He jumped into the darkness, and then he disappeared forever.